Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make this candy corn design, which was designed by me, and it is a variation of the smaller candy corn I posted a few days ago, but I decided to make different sizes just because I know some people like really tiny designs, but some people do like when they're a little bigger, so this is a pretty good size candy corn. This one should also be easier than the smaller one, so if you struggle with the smaller one, this one should be a little bit easier. Band-wise, it's not too band-heavy. I thought it was going to be worse. It's about 53 yellow, 73 orange, and then 36 white, so it's not too bad. In total, it's 162. I also have the band count in the description in case you want to see it better, or in case you just got all those numbers confused. I don't know. It's in the description. Yeah, I think this design's fairly easy. It's pretty simple, and it turns out so cute. I love them. So for today, for my candy corn, I'm going to be using the exact same colors, just candy corn colors. So white, orange, and then yellow. And then, of course, you're going to need a hook. Today I'll be using my double-ended hook. I just like this hook, but we only need one end, so you can use whatever hook you like. And then we're going to need something to mark our rows. I'm going to be using a C-clip today, and you could use a paper clip, S-clip, whatever you have. Just something to mark where your rows end and start. It doesn't really matter what you use. If you're going to do the face, you're going to want some stuff for the face. I use beads. I think they're 2mm. I'm honestly not sure. And yeah, I think that's it. So I honestly don't have too much to say about this design. It's fairly easy. It's one of my Halloween designs. Did anyone else not realize Halloween is literally in a week? I'm filming this on Sunday, so it is in 1 week. And now I have a bunch of tutorials I need to put out in a week. So that's fun. But like I said, I don't think I have too much to say, so we'll get started on this one. As always, the pattern will be in the description if you want to follow that or if you just need the extra help. And yeah, I guess we'll get started. So we're going to start at the bottom. So we start with our yellow color and then we work our way up. So you're going to want to go yellow, orange, and then white if you want to do it like a traditional candy corn. So I'm going to be starting with my yellow. Once I pick up all my yellow bands. Also, I just want to say, if you hear anything in the background, my family is watching football today. Like I said, today is Sunday, and I usually try not to film on Sundays because my family likes to be very noisy with football, but kind of don't have a choice this week because I'm hoping to get them all done before next Sunday, so I guess we're filming today. Anyways, to start, you just want to get your hook, get a band, and then you're going to double it on your hook, and then we're going to chain 4, am I looking at the, oh yeah, sorry, I was looking at the wrong side. Yeah, we're going to chain 4 up, so we're just going to chain 4 single chains onto this. So this is 1, well, no, it's not 1. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to chain 4 on, so we'll just pull a band through the cat band, put both ends back on our hook, and we'll just do that 4 times. So you just pull a band through everything on your hook, put both ends back on. We just do this 2 more times. 2. Like that. So you have a cat band and then you should have 4 chains. Hold up. I don't think I can count. I wrote that wrong. Hold up. It's an easy fix, so no need to start refilming. I knew I did this probably. I can never count. So we don't chain 4 up, we only chain 3 up, so we just need to undo that last chain we did. So just undo it. It looked a little long to me, and I was like, I don't think it's that big, but it's not. So we should have 3 chains and then the cat band. Like that. Not 4, 3. And now what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be putting 4 stitches in each chain, so each of these is going to have 4 stitches in it. So the way I like to do it is I like to do 2 on this side, so 2 stitches on each of this side, and then on the end it'll have 4, and then when we come back around we'll do the other 2 on the other side. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So we're going to start by pulling a band through everything on our hook, put both ends back on our hook, but instead of just leaving it like this, we're going to push the back loop over the front loop. Like that. And then we'll go back into the chain and we'll do the same thing, so we'll pull a band through just the loop, not this last loop. Put both ends back on our hook, push the back one over the front one, and then push the loop from last time over as well. And that's pretty much how you make a stitch. So like I said, we're going to do 2 on each side, and then, except for this end one, we'll have 4, and then we'll come back and do 2 on the other side. So that way each chain has 4 stitches in it. So we did 2 in this one, so we'll move on to the next chain and we'll do 2 more. So we'll do the first stitch, Then we'll go back in and do a second stitch. And then once we've done 2, we'll move on to the next chain. Anyways, we move on to the next chain. Do 2 stitches, and then once we get to the cap band, instead of just doing 2 stitches, you're going to do 4 stitches because it's like the end one. So we'll do 4 stitches in this one. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then, as you can tell, we're on the other side of all these chains. We're going to do 2 stitches in each. So you just do 2 stitches in the next chain. And then once you've done 2 stitches, you'll just move on to the next one. Do 2 stitches. Okay. It looked weird and twisty, but it's fine. And then once you get to the last chain, you just do 2 stitches. Okay, so now if you look at your thing, it should look like you have 4 stitches per loop, and you can kind of see this. There's 4 stitches in this one, 4 on this one, 4 on this one, and then 4 on the end. And we technically did these like half at a time because we did 2, 2, and then we did the 4, and then we did 2 and 2. So yeah. So if you count around right now, you should be at 16 loops. So we'll start by counting the one on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like that. So once you've made sure you have 16 loops, instead of going into the chain, we're going to go into this first loop here. And we're just going to do the same thing. We'll just pull a band through just that loop. Put both ends back on our hook. Push the back one over the front one. And then push the loop from last time over as well. Like that. So, and we'll be putting our C-clip on this band. I knew I was forgetting something. But we'll be putting our C-clip on this band. And that is it for the starting bit, which is probably the most confusing bit because it's a little bit different. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 2 rows of single stitches. So just 2 rows normal of just doing 1 stitch in every loop all the way around. And at the end of each of these rows, you should still be at 16. So I'm going to stay on camera to do the 2 rows, but you can go off camera if you want to because this is a bit repetitive. And if you've made some of my things, you probably already know what to do. But all we're going to do is we're just going to put 1 stitch in every single loop until we get back to the C-clip. So you just do 1 stitch in every loop all the way around. I don't really have anything to say right now. I don't know if I should explain. But I think we all know what we're doing. I swear, my lighting always has to adjust so much with the seasons because right now, I don't know, the lighting looks a little funky. I really wish I did my nails spooky. They look so naked. I just haven't had time to paint my nails because whenever I paint my nails, I usually have to let them dry, and we have horrible nail polish that takes 50 years to dry, literally. So usually I can't loom for the rest of the day if I paint my nails because it just ends up messing them up. And I haven't had time to, but I didn't get to do spooky nail art this year. Well, I did the pumpkins, but those were hardly spooky. Okay, and then once we get to the C-clip, we'll make a stitch on the band that has a C-clip on it, and then we'll move it from the loop it's on to the loop that's on our hook. Like that. So now if we count around, we should be at 16 still, so you can count around if you want. I'm just going to move on to the next row. And we're just doing the same thing again, just putting 1 loop in every single, 1 stitch in every single loop until we get back to the C-clip. I don't know what it is lately, but I've been mixing up so many words. Yesterday I worked and I was telling some lady her total, and I accidentally said 60 instead of 11, because it was 11, like 60, which is like $11.60. And she was like, oh my god, if it was $60 in ice cream, I'd be like, bye, that's too much. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I just didn't read it right. I always mix up numbers like that, though. It's horrible. But yeah, we're just going to continue doing one stitch in every single loop all the way around. Ugh, I'm trying to fix my camera. There we go. Looks a little better, I think. I really want to buy a new camera for tutorials. Because I feel like my phone, it works pretty well, but I want to get better quality for you guys. And I have the money for a camera. I just have to do the research and figure out which camera I want and which camera is going to work best, and I just haven't done that. I think it's so funny how my family yells at the TV with football. Well, it's not like angry yelling, they're just like cheer 'em on. They're not like that where they get all angry. I just heard my dad clapping right now and I was like, oh my god, sports people. But yeah. What was I talking about before that? I forgot. Anyways, in case you forgot what we're just doing single stitches all the way around. That's why I'm talking, because there's not much to explain. I actually was going to film this tutorial yesterday, but then I got called into work last minute. Like, I literally wasn't scheduled to work. I was like, ah, yes, my day off. I can film my tutorial today. I can get a bunch of stuff done. And then my dad calls, because my dad's my boss, and he's like, this person can't come in today. Can you cover? And I was just like, no. But my dad, like, was busy too, so I had to go. And I was like, ugh. But now I have extra cash. So what should I spend it on is the question. Or I could just save it, but you know, that's no fun. Anyways, I just finished the 2 rows. So after you've done 2 rows of yellow, it should look something like this. And you should still have 16 loops. So if you count around, you should still be at 16. We'll count around right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 16. So you should be at 16 loops still. And now we're going to switch to orange. So that was it for the yellow, and now we're going to be switching to orange. And we're going to be doing 2 rows normal again, but this time in orange. So we just keep doing the exact same thing we've been doing, but in orange. There's also one thing, because when you flip colors, you're going to want to slip stitch, and I always forget to do this. So we're going to undo that last stitch we just did. So we'll take out the C-clip, we'll undo the stitch, and we're going to redo it on orange, but we're going to slip stitch. So because we're flipping colors, we're going to pull a band through everything on our hook, and then put the back one over the front one. And then we'll just re-put the C-clip in. And we've switched to orange. I just always forget when we're supposed to switch, I'm sorry. But yeah. So now we're going to be doing 1 row normal again, well 2 rows normal of just single stitches. So at the end of each of these 2 rows, you should still have 16 loops, and I'll stay on camera to do them, but if you want, you can go do them off camera, off video, I guess, without watching me, I don't know, and then come back and see what I do for the next step. But yeah, we're doing 2 rows normal again, but this time in orange. So you just do single stitches all the way around. The same thing we've been doing, it's just in orange. We could just loom in silence, but I always want to just talk, I guess. I don't know, I always just talk about whatever while we loom. I was gonna say something and then I forgot. Yeah, I'm super sad I forgot about Halloween designs. Well, I made some. I'm gonna show some at the end of this tutorial if you want to stay. I'll give you a couple sneak peeks to some designs I was working on, but I don't know. I loomed a bunch this month. It's just I was struggling with the designs, so it's been taking me a bit to perfect them. So I didn't get to put out as many designs this year as I would have liked. I really wanted to do a Frankenstein design, but I don't think I'm going to have time, and that sucks. That being said, I'm still going to try to do a pumpkin. I have another design that I haven't posted yet, so that one's still kind of... Well, it's not secret, but I'm going to show you. I want you guys to see it before I say anything. So, there's another design, and then I think I'm just going to be able to do the ghost tutorials, and that's probably it. Anyways, we just finished 1 row normal in orange, and it should be looking something like this. If you count around, you should still have 16, but I'm going to keep going because we have to do 2 rows, so I'm going to do the next one. That being said, though, I do have, because I feel like if I don't make it with the pumpkin design, it's not the biggest deal, because pumpkins can still go for fall, and we have Thanksgiving next month, so technically the pumpkin is still okay if I do it late, but this other design makes more sense for this month. And I'm super sad I didn't get to do the other designs. It was just, I don't know, man, I was struggling with designing this month. Sometimes that just happens. Just happens. I also didn't get into, like, a Halloween mood until, like, literally last week, so it's like, I was trying to make spooky things, but then I was like, eh. And now I'm in a spooky mood, but now it's so close to Halloween, so. Very helpful. But yeah, we're still just doing one row round of single stitches, so that way we do 2 rows total. So are you guys planning to dress up as anything for Halloween? I'm just curious. I feel like I'm too old to dress up. I'm already, what, like 21? But, so I don't know if I don't think I'll be dressing up this year. And if I do, I feel like I'm just gonna wear my Sully onesie. I have a onesie of Sully. And I'm probably just gonna do that. I've been that for like the last 2 years. I've just, onesies are just so comfortable, man. Like, it's an excuse to just wear one around. So why not, you know? But if I don't do onesie solely for Halloween, I'm thinking of dressing up as Ed Sheeran from the Bad Habits music video, which I thought about doing, and I'm like, hey, that could be cool, because, you know, he's like a vampire and all that, but it's like not a traditional vampire, it's like a different vampire, but I still felt like it would be fun to be. But then my mom laughed at my idea, and I'm like, well, I guess we won't do that. So I'm probably just gonna, well, my sister still wants me to dress up for fun. I really honestly was probably not going to dress up this year, but then my sister was like, you're not dressing up, so I think I'm just going to dress up for fun. Because why not, you know? But yeah. Oh, my sister's Halloween costume. I'm sworn to secrecy, but it's my sister. Yeah. Anyways, we just finished doing 2 rows of single stitches, so it should be looking something like this, and if you count around, you should still have 16, so let's count around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yay. So now this row is the row we're finally going to start doing something different. So we're going to be doing 1 row of single stitches, but on the ends, so it's kind of flat. So on these 2 ends here, we'll be doing decreases. So we'll do a decrease on this end and a decrease on this end. And I don't do these in exact spot. I just kind of go until I'm probably going to do it on these 2 right here. And then these 2 right here. I don't think I do it on the exact same spot every time. So as long as it looks like it's the 2 stitches that are on the end, those are the ones you're going to want to decrease. But anyways, I'll count to show you exactly where I do the decreases, but you're just going to want to do them on the ends. It's probably okay if you don't do the exact same stitches as me. Anyways, this is 1 single stitch, 2, 3, 4. So okay, we just did 4 single stitches, and on this next stitch, we're going to do a decrease. And what a decrease is, in case you've never decreased before, is you're going to get this first loop, you're going to grab the inside part of that first loop, and then you're going to go to the next loop, and you're going to grab the back half of that loop. And then we'll make a stitch on this. And that's a decrease. So now we're just going to go to the other side doing single stitches until we get to the other end, and then we'll be doing another decrease. So 1, 2, 3. I'm just counting how many single stitches I do so I can tell you. 4, 5, 6, and then I think on this one we'll do the decrease. So I just did 6 single stitches, and now we're going to do a decrease again. So like I said, you're going to grab the inside half of one loop, and then you'll go to the next loop and you'll grab the back half of that loop, and you'll make a stitch, and that's a decrease. And then we just do single stitches until we get to the C-clip. And then once you get to the C-clip, you'll just make a stitch on the band that has a C-clip on it, and we'll move it up. Like that. So now if you count around, you should be at 14 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like that. And once again, we're going to do hold up. Okay, yeah, we're going to be doing 1 row normal, so we're just going to do single stitches all the way around. And then, yeah. Okay, I had to restart doing video because my camera always times out after 20 minutes, and I picked up bands while I was gone. So for this next row, we're going to be doing 1 row normal again, so we're just going to do another row of single stitches all the way around, and then at the end of this row, we should still be at 14 loops. So we're just going to do another row of just single stitches. All the way around. You know, I was a candy corn one year for Halloween when I was like a kid. I was probably like 10, and my aunt made me a really cool candy corn dress, and then I had like a candy corn on my head. It was probably my favorite costume I've ever been. Yeah. That was like unrelated, but I just always think of candy corns. Well, it reminded me because we're making a candy corn and I once was a candy corn for Halloween. But yeah. Anyways, we are almost back at the C-clip. So once you get to the C-clip, we'll make a stitch on the band that has a C-clip on it, and we'll move it up. So after that last row, you should still be at 14 loops. So if you count around, you should have 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yay. Okay. So for this next row, we'll be decreasing every third. So what that means is we're basically going to do 2 single stitches and then a decrease, and we'll just repeat this all the way around once again until we get to the C-clip. And yeah. This is also the last row in orange. So, like I said, we'll be decreasing every third. So this is going to be 1, and then the next one's 2. So we just made 2 single stitches. And then this next loop will technically be the third loop, so we're going to do a decrease. So you'll grab the front part of one loop, back part of the next loop, and then make a stitch on these. And we just keep repeating that all the way around. So you do 2 single stitches, so 1, 2. And then you'll do a decrease, so inside part of one loop, back part of the next loop, make a stitch. So 1, 2, then we do a decrease. Oops. I always accidentally let go of some loops. There we go. 1, 2. So the next decrease would be on the one that has a C-clip on it, but we're just not going to do it because we're pretty much finished for this row, so we just don't do it. And now we're going to be switching to white. So I haven't moved the C-clip up yet because we want to switch to white right now. So on the band that has a C-clip on it, we're going to be switching to white. So you'll get your white, you'll pull the white band through everything on your hook, then put the back one over the front one, and then we'll move the C-clip up to this one. So we just did a slip stitch to flip to white. And at the end of that last row, we should be at 11 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now we're going to be doing our white. You know, this design comes together pretty quickly because we're already almost done. The white goes really quick because of how tight it is. So there's actually not much left to this design at all. And I'm surprised because this tutorial hasn't been very long. I thought it was going to take me longer. I could have filmed it yesterday then, because I didn't film it because I thought I wasn't going to have time to because of work, but I apparently would have had time. I just hate, like, not having enough time to do tutorials, because then I feel like I rush them, and that's never good. Anyways, for the next row, we're just going to do 1 row normal in white, so we just do 1 row of single stitches, and at the end of this row, you should still be at 11. So 1, 2. Why am I counting? I don't need to count. We're just doing single stitches all the way around. I was just counting out of habit. But yeah, we're just doing single stitches. Then once you get to the C-clip, you're going to make a stitch on the band that has the C-clip on it. And then move it up. Like I said, at the end of the last row, you should still be at 11 loops. So if you count around, you should have 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11. I just can't count. So right now we're going to want to stuff him a little bit because it gets tighter from here and it doesn't get any easier to stuff. So it's just better to stuff it now. I didn't bring much stuffing with me. Oh, I have stuffing. I thought I didn't bring enough. I did. So we're going to want to stuff him a little bit right now. Ooh, there's a bunch of hair in this stuffing. That's why I shouldn't leave it on my floor, but I did. And you could take your hook out to stuff him. As long as you don't pull too hard, the C-clip should hold everything. I'm using cotton balled stuff. I honestly like to stuff my creations with cotton balls better than polyfill. I feel like polyfill is always better for like bigger stuff though, because whenever I've made Tsum Tsums, polyfill does work better, but like, I just like cotton balls better for my smaller designs. They just work nicer. And cotton balls aren't too expensive, so it's fine. I'm not going to stuff him completely right now. I'm just going to stuff him enough. And then I'll finish stuffing him in a couple rows. Bumped my camera on accident. Okay. So that's good for now. So we're going to put our hook back in. And if you're ever confused on which way to put your hook, you can kind of see the loops are all going in like this direction. So your hook needs to go this way. So you just follow the direction that your loops are going. So now for this next row, we're going to be decreasing every fourth. So we're going to do 3 single stitches, and then the 4th stitch will be decrease. So this one on this first one we did is going to count as our first single stitch. So 1. This next one will be 2. I don't know if it got blurry. There we go. 2. And then 3. So we just did 3 single stitches. And then the next stitch will be a decrease, so you grab the inside part of one loop, the back part of the next loop, then make a stitch. And then once again, we'll do 3 single stitches, so 1, 2, 3. Then we'll do a decrease. Then I think it's just single stitches until the C-clip. There we go. And then you'll just move your C-clip up. Like that. So after that last row, you should be at 9 loops. So if you count around, you should have 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now for the next row, we're going to be decreasing every third again. So it'll be 2 single stitches and then a decrease. And we're getting really close to being done with this design. Yay! So once again, this one will count as our first single stitch. So the next one's 2. And like I said, we're decreasing every third, so that was 2 single stitches. So the next one's a decrease. So that. Once again, we'll do 2 single stitches. So 1. Oh, there's a hair. 2. Then we'll do a decrease. And then we should be almost at the C-clip. Once you get to your C-clip, you'll make a stitch on the band that has a C-clip on it, and move it up. So after that last row, we should be at 7. So if you count around, you should have 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And right now, you can add a little bit more stuffing if you need it, because you might need some more on the tip. So you can add a tiny bit more stuffing if you need it. It's hard for me to stuff on camera, so I'm kind of stuffing off camera. There we go. I don't know if I overstuffed this guy. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, for the next row, we're going to be decreasing every other. So we're going to do a single stitch, a decrease, a single stitch, and a decrease. And we're just going to keep doing that until we get back to the C-clip. So this is a single stitch, so the next one's going to be a decrease. And then we do a single stitch. And then we do a decrease. We do a single stitch. And then the next decrease is supposed to be on the one that has a C-clip on it, but we're not going to do it on this one. We'll just do a single stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it. And we could move our C-clip up, but I'm just going to take it out because the next row is the last row, so I'm just going to take my C-clip out. But I'll still count around, so if we count around now, we should have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so after that row, this is next row is the last row, so we're just going to be decreasing absolutely everything until it's closed. So every single stitch we do is going to do a decrease, be a decrease. So that's 1 decrease. And then we pretty much only do 2 decreases, and then that's it. So once you have the last decrease up on your hook, you're going to pull a band through everything on your hook, put the back one over the front one, and pull tight. And then you'll just hide your tail. Like that. Ta-da! And now you should have a candy corn. Sometimes you have to squish it a little bit, but it should look like a candy corn. So one of the things I like to do so the bottom looks a little nicer, because sometimes these bottom loops are a little wide, and if you look on these guys, they're it's kind of hard to see. What's going on with the wacky lighting? Let me show you on this guy. You can kind of see. Well, I didn't do it on this guy. Actually, I didn't do it on these guys. Huh, I guess they're fine. I guess because I used jelly, the holes look a little bigger, but when I was using opaque, it was okay. But if you don't like the big holes on the bottom, which I'm going to do it for this guy, I do it on the smaller guy. I sometimes tie these holes shut. I just don't like how they look so open. So I'll just go under these chains, and then I'll just tie the band around it. And it just helps close the bottom up a bit more if you need to, if you feel like you need to. I don't know why on this guy his ends weren't very pointy. Like, I didn't like that. But I think it's just because I used jelly, because when I used opaque, I didn't have to tie the bottom at all. I just think it's because I used jelly. And you don't have to tie the bottom off if you don't want to. I just feel like this guy needed it. And I usually just tie in between stitches. Yeah. See, and it made him look a little more triangular. I think it's just because I was using jelly bands, because I didn't tie the bottom of these guys at all. And he looks just fine. It's probably just because I used jelly bands. Because he was looking very round. I'm tucking in all the tails off camera. There we go. See, now he looks a little more triangular. Yay, so that's not a necessary step. You don't have to tie the bottom if you don't want to. I just think it looks nicer because he had some big gaping holes. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to do the face, and then we're done with the candy corn. I just need to go grab some beads. Okay, I got my eyeballs for my candy corn. So what you're going to want to do is you want to get your beads, and then you'll get a piece of string, either floss or string. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to, you can't see. We're just going to put our bead onto the piece of floss. So you'll just put it on. Then you'll get your band. Put it on as well. And then you'll just fold it back over. So you just fold it over. And then re-go through the bead. And then you can just pull the bead onto that band. And we'll repeat this twice for both of the eyes. So you just put the bead on, and then you'll put a band on. So you have a bead and a band on a string, And then you'll fold over so the band kind of gets trapped in like a loop. You go through the eye. You'll just slide it on. And then we'll tie them into our candy corn. So I'm going to put the eyes. I usually go kind of in the middle, so about right here. We'll just go right here. We'll tie it in. And I usually don't tuck the tails in until I'm happy with where the eyes are, so I'll put one on. I'll come around to probably right here. Tie the other eye in. And then once I'm happy with where the eyes are, and I kind of like it, so I'll tuck the tails in. Like that. And then for the cheeks, I'll just get 2 bands of whatever color I want my cheeks. I have some purple shiny ones here, so I'll use this. And you're going to want to come like right under the eye, and you see these bands that are going kind of like this way, like these ones. You're going to just put the cheek on this band. So you'll pull it through, you'll put both ends back on your hook, and then you'll just slide the back one over the front one. You'll pull a little tight so it doesn't come loose, but not super tight. Hide the tail. And then you have a cheek. And we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So we'll come right here. Pull it through. Back one over the front one. Pull tight a little bit. And we'll just hide the tail. There we go, you have cheeks. So I usually hot glue on my mouth, so I'll just put like a dot of hot glue, cut a band, and then just set it on, and that's how I get the mouth on. But I'm not going to show you that, so I think that is it for this tutorial. I hope your candy corn turned out good. I feel like this is a really easy design. It doesn't have pretty much any attaching at all, because if you don't want to put a face on it, you could just have a candy corn. And like I said before, I hope I didn't confuse any of you if you're worried about tying the bottom of yours shut like this. I didn't tie these at all, and they look just fine. I feel like I'm just picky, and it was just because I used jelly bands. So subscribe if you want to see more tutorials from me. This week you're probably going to get spammed with tutorials because I'm hoping to remake a tutorial for a big ghost, and I may have made a tinier ghost. Look at this guy. He's kind of cute. I have a couple designs I can actually show you right now. Here's another hint for one. Oop, he's green. Yeah, so I've been working on a couple of designs. I don't know if this green guy is going to get a tutorial, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, like I said, subscribe if you want to see more from me. I'll have my Instagram in my description. If anything, you'll see any of these designs before YouTube if you follow me on Instagram, so you can follow me if you're interested in seeing that. I have a whole bunch of candy corn now because I've been making a bunch of tutorials. So yeah, my Instagram will be in my description, my Etsy will be in my description. I'm probably going to add a couple candy corn to Etsy, so if you want to buy one I made, you can check out Etsy. And yeah, I think that is it for this video, so I will see you in the next tutorial probably, because I'm going to be filming a lot this week. But I think that is it. I hope you guys have a good Halloween, and bye.